We on, baby.
We're on. And this is it. This is the same thing. It's just a conversation.
Yeah, we've been talking for, I don't know, half an hour.
Quite a while now.
And then we just flip on the cameras and then you jar up at the start.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. And then you go, oh, yeah, fuck it.
And then you can just relax and do the same thing. Good thing we're not doing any of that racist stuff anymore, though, hey?
No, it's a segment.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
cool,
we fine-tuned that racist part and then
we absolutely nailed it, I got to say, as well. Jeez.
Yeah, pretty good.
Tanya's done
probably
a lot.
going to get kicked out of this apartment, brother. South African next door neighbours.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tait Talks podcast. I'm the host, Tait Middleton. Today, we have a special guest, Evan Willey.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Man, thank you for having me.
Majority of people get your last name wrong, don't they?
They do,
They say Wiley.
They're not comfortable saying Willie.
Yeah.
It genuinely, like, it's so obviously, so it's L-E-Y, and it's so obviously Willie if you know even the basics about the English language, but they're not comfortable saying it. And even so many times, like on stage, if someone will be like, is it Willie? Or I'll say it's Willie. And they will panic at the end and they'll say Evan Willey.
Yeah.
Which breaks my heart.
You used to get up on stage and was that a bit that you used to do? My last name is actually Willie.
Yeah,
And
there was a bit
Yeah.
for a long time. So that is actually, funnily enough, that is a bit that kids at school have found. Because the lounge posted it. It's ages ago. I haven't even done that bit for over a year probably. And the lounge posted it, and I don't know why it's that one that the kids have found, but they have, and they've like clocked onto it. So I had to put my account back on private, because they started trying to follow me, and just go one by one. As soon as I saw the light come in, I would go to the account and block that account, and then I started using them to like farm other accounts that I could block from kids' names that I recognized, and just went down and down, and they don't talk about it much. There's a couple of kids that are like, sir, are you a comedian? And I just say, no, it's a guy that looks like me.
Yeah.
I don't know why he's using my name either. That's weird, but.
Just see how actually smart your students are.
Yeah, I know.
You're like,
some of them not very.
Can I fool this idiot?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's me. Not only do I say my last name, but I say my first name and my middle name. I go through my full name. Yeah, because my middle name's Richardson as well, which is obviously like Dixon. So it's like Evan, Dixon, Willie. And I say the whole thing, and the kids have been like, I do think it's you though. It's like, yeah, dude. It's
me.
It's literally
it is 100%
the
me.
best deep fake of all time.
Don't worry, I'm going to clip this up and send it to all those children. Yeah. Every child will now know. So we haven't discussed this, but the reason that you're on the podcast today is because you are a school teacher.
Yeah.
Are you just currently a school teacher, or are you still assistant principal?
Currently school teacher.
Yeah.
So currently high school phys ed teacher, health and phys ed.
Yeah.
Previously deputy principal at a primary school. Was a teacher there before that. And then before that I've taught high school phys ed. I taught high school science. That was my first job in England.
Oh.
Yeah. That was like the first full-time job I had. They needed a science teacher and I was there. That was the qualification, basically. I had the certificate from uni saying I was a teacher, and they were like, we need a science teacher. And I was
you're like, yeah, I know science.
Sure, yeah.
I know science me.
Yeah.
Remember Brainiac?
I used everything I'd learned on Animorphs and got fired in a week. It was, I've lived a few lives in education.
It is, like, I'll say this. The amount of teachers that I've met in my life, right? There's good ones and there's bad ones.
It's a lot of bad ones, actually.
But I've figured out, like, not like me being a student or anything like that. This is later in life, that there's a lot of teachers out there that have been in the education department of, you go from kindergarten, you've got an authority figure in front of you. You go to primary school or elementary school if you're from the States, high school, university, then you go into that role again. Yeah. And now you're the godlike figure in front of everyone. I feel like there's a lot of teachers out there that have this weird complex that they are the number one.
Oh, the
everyone
person in
should
charge.
Listen to them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And
there's a lot. There's a lot of that in everything. But there's a lot of teachers that shouldn't be teachers.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. There's a lot of amazing teachers. I've worked with I mean, I've worked with obviously hundreds of people, and some of them are genuinely the best. When you meet somebody who is so perfectly suited to what they're doing, some of them are like that. One of my best friends, I met her at the primary school, and she was a learning support coordinator. Means basically supporting the kids with special needs and disabilities and stuff like that. Okay. And I've never met somebody in my life that is better at their job than her. Same with the lady who ran all the literacy stuff at the primary school. She was amazing. And then, I've worked with teachers that are phenomenal, but that wasn't the question, sorry. But there are countless teachers that get into it, not even just for the power complex thing, because there is a power complex. Absolutely, there's a power complex. But they get into it because it's all you know. As a kid, that's the only job you really see as a career, unless your parents are doing other things like engineers or lawyers or whatever. Every kid that grows up sees teachers every single day, all the time. So it's an easy thing to be like, oh, that's who I want to be. Some of them do it for the power complex, and some of them do it because they just don't know anything else is out there. They just don't think about it. And both, I suppose, are not very good reasons to be teachers.
Yeah. What do you think got you into it?
I know what got me into it. I went to uni to do sports science because I liked sport, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do with my life. So similar to those people, I just sort of thought, oh, whatever. And I didn't want to do teaching necessarily. I thought maybe I might be a physio or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then you have to do, like, I had a great time at uni. You did all these units. And then in my third year of uni, I did a practical placement thing. And I forget what it was for, but you could go to physio, you could go to a whatever hospital, you could go to a whatever. And I went to Wesley High School, like Wesley College, a private high school here in Perth.
Yeah.
And was with the phys ed department for like 2 weeks maybe. And I saw the way those guys lived their lives. And it was that sort of thing where I could tell they worked hard. I could tell there was a lot there, but they just loved what they were doing. They were having a really good time. They were working with their friends. They were playing sport with kids, having a great time. And I was like, oh, I could do this. Like, this looks fun. And I got into it. And you realize it's a lot more than that once you're into it, but it's crazy. And then, like, the first time you sort of realize that you've like built a connection with a group of kids, or like a kid, or you've like had some impact, some difference. That's what keeps you there, you know? Like, there's days where it's really fun, there's days where it's really easy, but like the shit where it actually it's really cool to know that you could have an impact. It's insane. Like, I could, in reality, especially at the primary school, I was the key male role model in some kids' lives.
Oh, really?
It's crazy.
Just because they didn't have it at home.
They didn't have a father figure, or, you know, their dad was like in prison or whatever, and they had a mom and mum had a sister or whatever. And it, like, that sounds like a really cocky thing to say. I don't want to be the male role model in their lives, but it's like,
when it came to Father's Day, were you like, hey kids,
Daddy
likes Ferrero shares or what?
Whiskey.
Yeah.
You know, bump it up.
Yeah.
But it's, like, I started because I thought it was going to be sort of like fun and chill and something to enjoy. But then I guess that's the point. Like, as time went on, it becomes like more, I don't know, meaningful.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm very passionate about this. I could talk about
Start
it
crying
all day. Yeah.
Look at this gay guy over there. These goddamn kids.
No, you're doing. I'm very sensitive.
So because we're the same age, aren't we?
34.
Yeah. Are you 30? Wait, are you 34 this year or 35?
Just turned 34.
Okay, so I'm a year older than you.
1990.
Yes.
Ah, my man.
You should have been a maths teacher. But so when you started, when you were in, was it London, was it? Sorry?
Yeah.
How old were you as a science teacher?
22.
22. So you've seen like what? So you've done that your entire time? That's been your only job?
What, teaching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've done, what is that, 12 years?
Yeah.
should have been a maths teacher as well. But
it's a pretty easy job, really.
Yeah, I know. Anyone can do it. Throw a ball at a kid, do some simple.
Yeah, what's an exponential curve between friends? You know.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I know those words.
Yeah. What friends?
Yeah. But it's like in 12 years, it would have changed a lot. Like the industry.
Oh yeah, man.
Or like education department. Obviously, like we do stand up. We see all different types of people from all different walks of life, and it's new even in stand up.
Yeah.
You know, so it's one of those ones where I'd assume things have to change so quickly in education to keep up with that stuff because it becomes the norm.
Yeah.
You got ADHD, you got, people identifying as this, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And you have to put aside your prejudice or whatever you think to be like, this is how we have to go about it.
Yeah.
Is that hard?
It's hard. It's easy. It's easy to make the changes when you can see that they're the right changes. Like what's an example? So my first job in England was at a school called Riddlesdown, which is a hilarious name.
Yeah,
Great school, really nice. Had its issues, but thinking back to it, there were, as far as I was aware, 0 transgender kids in the school. Right now, that's gone back to 2013. Now that doesn't mean there was no transgender. There was no people who identified as whatever. Then I moved back here, got a job at a school, really big school, like roughly 1,500 sort of kids, and I taught I think 2 kids who were transgender.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, what's all this about? This is crazy. Never seen this before.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
What's this?
What flavor are you? I taught these 2 kids and then went into the primary school. I was in the primary school for 5 years, and the shift in that 5 years, like, because these transgender kids, they were like, it was like they were an anomaly. They were like, no one really knew how to address it, how to do anything, and that was, and obviously it's late in terms of things, but that's probably sort of 2017 sort of time.
Yeah.
Then in the 5 years in primary school, it absolutely took off as transgender people have become a much more of a talking point, much more of a prevalent thing in our society. And now I've come back into a high school of like 1,800 kids, and transgender kids are everywhere. Like there's a lot of them, and there's things set up for it to support them and everything. And there's a whole bunch more understandings in place. That's easy. For me, that's easy. Yep. That's an easy change. The difficult changes are the ones that are changed for like political reasons, like people changing things that we need to do in school for reasons that don't make any sense to me, or ways that we have to change the way we teach or the way we mark or the assessments we do because they need to be aligned with something.
Yeah, okay.
That is, we know to be irrelevant.
Yeah.
But those changes happen, and those are the most sudden changes. They say, you have to do this now, so go and do this. And it's like, why? And it's just it's a waste of time. And they're the things, because they're like political things or whatever, they happen immediately. The transgender thing, that takes time.
Yeah.
That's a whole attitude shift. That's a whole culture change. But the things that come from the Department of Education basically are often pointless.
So is there any examples that you could say, like spring to mind? It's probably hard without incriminating yourself to be like, I don't believe in it type thing.
Yeah,
so
no,
it's easier not to say it.
No. There's lots of things that I that are changes that I do believe in. Things like having evidence of an assessment for a health class. Now, an assessment in the way we operate at school, communication skills, we as teachers can judge them. We can say where they're at. We can say where their understanding is based on what they can do. But because every other subject needs basically a common assessment task, we now need to do that in health. And health should be basically there for kids' wellness, for their relationship building, for all of those sort of things. You shouldn't have to sit down and do a test. You shouldn't have to write answers to questions about the things that we're doing, because really the teacher can be teaching it. We can be talking about it in discussions and everything like that. But now one hour of the 10 hours we get a term has to be taken up with this assessment, this formal assessment that the kids have to do that shows maybe their understanding, but in reality, probably just whether they panic or not when there's a test put in front of them, which a lot of kids do.
Yeah.
That's one small example, one that just comes to mind right now. But there's any number of things like you have to have 5 meetings a term, 5 hours of meetings a term outside of school hours, which inherently is fine. Like that's absolutely fine. There's no problem with that. I don't mind doing 5 hours of meeting. I'd like at my last school, there was plenty more than that. And that was always okay. But you have to have 5 hours of meetings, even if there's nothing to talk about. You have to do it. And so you've got at our school currently, like, I don't know, 150, 200 staff that have to meet 5 times a term for no particular reason. And so there's things created to fill that time.
Yeah.
And then there's those things that are created to fill that time. You're like, but I'm not going to do that because this has just been created to fill this time that was otherwise just my time to do the things that I needed to do.
I assume because you guys assume it's unpaid.
Well,
you get that weird.
It's we're on a salary, so it's not like any teacher that complains about the hours is probably crazy. But there is hours before school and after school. Like, it'd be easy to say it's 9 to 3. It's not. Classes go 9 to 3, but yeah, anything else is goes into the same salary. So it's not even that it's unpaid. It's that it can be such a waste of time.
Yeah, okay.
I don't care if I'm doing something that's bettering me or bettering me as a teacher, bettering me as a person, or making me, giving me more opportunity to teach and be better. I don't mind doing that. Absolutely, I'll do that. And I know I'm not alone in that. But when it's a waste of time, it raises all these other issues.
Yeah. Do they at least put a spread on for you? There's a bit of food or something?
They have, but the current school, not the greatest. I was doing professional development on Thursday and Friday, and that was some of the best catering I've ever been a part of. And it was at Curtin Uni, and I mean, that place is exceptional. It was really good. The food was probably the best part, but the actual the teaching was also really good.
It is such an interesting one, how you think it would be pretty cut and dry. Like, you learn this, you do that, goodbye.
Yeah.
But now there's obviously so much other stuff. Like, you teachers have to be like psychologists, mental health workers.
Yeah.
You've got to be everything in between. And that's why I guess when you say, like, you've met some teachers who are fantastic and you've met teachers who are not good, it's like anything. One of my buddies who had back surgery, he
was it me?
No, another one.
Wow.
He went to get a second round of back surgery through a different surgeon.
Just had so much fun.
And pretty much.
Yeah.
And the surgeon was just like, "Who did your surgery?" And he was like, "Dr. blah, blah, blah."
Yeah.
And he was like, "Dr. blah, blah, blah did it? Jeez, I'm surprised you can walk."
Oh, that's so bad.
So this is the thing. And he's like, just because you're in the industry doesn't mean you're good at it. Doesn't mean everyone's good at that job.
Yeah.
And that's a scary thing.
That's horrifying, isn't it?
So I've had some shit teachers.
Yeah.
I've had many shit teachers, but also I was a shit student.
Yeah.
Like, I can genuinely know that I would go laughs over anything else.
Yeah.
And some teachers were like, I still remember the teachers who were like, you should seriously consider doing stand-up comedy.
Really?
Yeah. Like,
that's
early
awesome.
days. And that was in primary school.
Yeah.
That's how fucking funny I am, ladies and gentlemen. It's early age.
It's true, man. Presence of greatness.
Yeah.
I'm lucky. I'm fortunate.
Even if you didn't say that, I would have edited it. But it is like, that's nice. But I've had multiple teachers say to me, like they were always like substitute teachers that we'd have for a bit of a longer time. And they were just like, "Oh, if you don't do this, you're going to be like a laborer or a traffic fucking stop go man."
Yeah.
And it's funny because, like, I have done those things.
Yeah. They were right.
I'm like, oh my God.
They gotcha.
But also too, like, you're like, there's been weeks when I've been laboring and I've taken home $3,000.
Yes.
So it's like, make more money than you.
It's the FIFO argument.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, one of my teaching pracs, so I did a DipEd, like Diploma of Education. So I only did a teaching degree for a year. And let me tell you, you don't learn much about teaching while you're at uni. You learn it all in the prac and then once you get your job. And one of my pracs I did in Karratha, way up north of Western Australia. And everybody there is in a mining family.
Yes.
And so the kids come to school and the whole attitude is why the fuck am I here? Like, what are you going to teach me? Like, dad like dropped out of school in year 9 and he's on the mines earning 180 grand a year.
Yeah.
Why am I here? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Why am I here? Like,
mum's a cleaner, dad's a shift manager.
Yeah.
We're collectively making $400,000 a year.
Yeah,
so
and they still have nothing to show for it. But still not the point.
No, jet skis is pretty good though.
Yeah. Hey, it's fine. And you can't ride them all at the same time. And they don't have 8 friends. But still, you know, it's the positives that we look at. It's a crazy thing though, because you're right. Like, why would some, and school's not for everybody either. That's the,
unfortunately, like I panic. I went to do a security license last year in Victoria. I hadn't studied, like sat down in a classroom for more than 2 days, like go get your forklift license or your white card, all this sort of crap. And I genuinely was just like, it flashbacks to being like, oh my God, like I'm dumb. I don't know how to do this. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And it was simple. The most simple stuff. Read this bit of thing, talk to this person, walk over there, pick up walkie-talkie, blah, blah, blah. Simple things that you could be like, Tait, if it wasn't in a situation where there was going to be a tick mark or a cross mark, my brain would be like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah.
But once you put me in that environment, I get such bad memories of feeling like I was like a dumb kid. Like,
and feeling like an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I was kept down in grade 2, which is pretty impressive. I don't even know.
That's amazing.
I think I'm one of the best.
Didn't get your pen license? What was it?
I still don't have it.
Do you know? I've seen you walking around with a paintbrush everywhere and crayon in one pocket.
Just paint on my hands. But I got kept down in grade 2. I remember I got the teacher said, we had like a meeting and they were like, he's not progressing. You can either stay in grade 2 or would you like to, go to grade 3? And I was like, fucking give me a second shot.
Yeah, I'll smash it this time, yeah.
And then my mum was like, all right, well, this kid's a dunce. Let's get him a private tutor.
Yeah.
Best thing that ever happened for me.
Oh, that's amazing.
So I think twice a week went to see a tutor, which was like back then still stupidly expensive.
Yeah.
Single mum of 3 kids to make sure, like, my mum wanted to make sure I, could read and write and stuff. I did that for, I think it was probably an hour and a half, 2 days a week.
Yeah.
And I learned more with her in that year than I did my whole, like, up to that time.
Yeah.
And because she knew how to make me learn stuff.
She knew you, man. And that's the whole thing with it. Teaching is the same as anything. It's the same as comedy. It's the same as so many jobs out there, and it's not about teaching. It's not about knowing stuff. It's about knowing people. It's about understanding people. It's about being able to have conversations. It's about treating people as individuals and being able to work out what works for them and what's good for them and everything. It's the same as so many things, and that's, I guess, the heartbreaking thing that a lot of teachers probably don't have is the people skills. When you see a teacher absolutely like screaming at a child, which at my school
does
now,
look fun.
Yeah, yeah, but not for sport.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen a lot at the school I'm at, but I've seen it loads of times in the past.
Are you allowed to do it now?
I mean, you can raise your voice. Depends on the situation.
I remember teachers.
You can't hit them.
Yeah, not in class.
You can't hit them publicly, yeah.
But I remember teachers genuinely getting up in kids' faces and being like screaming at them.
Yeah. The thing for me is that there's just no point. Because if it's something that you need to scream about, that kid probably gets screamed at home every day anyway. But it's so much more, just back to the thing about how it's sort of changed over the years now. And I mean, like, over the years, call it a philosophy, has changed as well in terms of not changed. I've always believed this, but just with it being people skills, like we are trying to create good people who are skilled enough to go out and have a conversation and to go and be good fucking community members in this world that is just everything they see online is begging them to be awful. It is begging them to be the worst version of themselves. It is so much easier for kids to access the things that are going to absolutely fucking ruin their lives and ruin their relationships and everything. It's so easy, but it's in the palm of their hand all the time. And we sometimes are the only thing, the only like time when they're not on their phone, the only thing that isn't a TikTok or whatever. And if we can be a positive influence and we're the ones that aren't going to scream at them, and if they do something wrong, then talk to them about it. And then, you know, everyone gets pushed too far sometimes and everyone has their limits and everything. But for the most part, if we can be the ones who are calm and understanding and all of those sort of things, I think it's so much more valuable than doing the traditional thing of standing up in front of a class and getting in a kid's face and fucking screaming at them and everything like that. Because that gets, you know, that makes people scared, you know. And this is, it circles back, I think, because we were talking about, you know, you were talking about sitting down and doing a test and all that sort of stuff. It circles back to what I was saying about the assessment stuff. Like, that's why I don't see the value in it as much, because in a class, especially a class like health, which can so easily be seen by kids as like a complete waste of time, it can just be such a positive experience where there are no tests. It's like, come in, let's talk about relationships. Let's talk about what's good for you, because it goes beyond that. It's talking about, like, you know, sexuality and you know, like in the younger years, puberty, in the older years, like what the difference between like the classes are, you know what I mean? Like the 1% versus, you know, us in the middle class versus the people in the slums. Like where does that come from and all that sort of stuff. And it's such valuable stuff for them to have. Why do we need them to write it down for us to tick it and cross it and tell them, no, you're wrong? Why can't that be a conversation? Why can't that be an opportunity that we have to share with them, away from their phones, away from the pressures of tests and everything like that? Because that's what I think school should be. I think we should be making good people. I don't think we should be drilling them with anxiety about tests, because even the good kids get anxious about tests, man. I'm at a good school. And the kids are stressed, dude. And it's not just at the school I'm at. It's at all the schools. Year 10, 11, 12, they're hard years now, man. They're really hard. And they're getting harder and they're getting more pressure, because kids are told at school, you fuck up now, you're never going to be anything. Which isn't the truth.
You become a podcaster.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pause this. Yeah, I mean, the pressure of school, and they do say if you stuff it up, you're done. You know, as in, like, if you don't get an ATAR into school, whatever. I think it was end of school when I was there. I think my oldest brother, who's a paramedic, like pretty high up paramedic, he's like manager and stuff like that. I think he got like an ungraded. Yeah. Like that's how low it was. Yeah. And he was like, he wanted to be a DJ or something when he was
that's awesome
that age.
Yeah, I think we all wanted to be DJs.
But he was doing all like the year 12s, like 18th birthdays and all that. Like he was making money when other kids weren't doing anything. Yeah, and I think he was quite good at it as well. But obviously his studies suffered. Yeah, and then he went through, I think he did a TAFE course for a year. Then he did non-emergency transport. He got into university, did that for 3 years. I think the 4th year is on the job in Victoria. Like you do like a bit of online study and then the rest is actually on the job. And now he's been doing it for 15, 16 years. And it's one of like, a lot of people are never managers and he's been a manager a gazillion times now. Yeah. And it's like, genuinely everyone was like, if you do not get blah, blah, blah in the score, your life is ruined. Yeah. And I remember I dropped out of school year 11 and started a plumbing apprenticeship. Yeah. I did that for 2 years and then dropped out of that because I hated it. I just wanted to get out of school. So I went, I'll get an apprenticeship.
I like toilets. I use a toilet every day.
Yeah. I know my way around it. Yeah. And then I finished up doing that. And I genuinely was in South America with my mate because he finished school, high school and stuff, and he was going traveling. And I was like, hey, do you want to travel, buddy? Not expecting him to say yes. He said yes. I'd been saving up money because I was living at home. I was like 18, was 19 at the time, about to turn 20. And he was like, yep, you can come. Sweet. I remember being in South America thinking to myself, like, I'm stuffed. Like, I have no future, no career.
Yeah.
Like, I am so, like, this is the end of my life. Like, I don't want to go home.
Scary, hey?
Yeah. And then you go back and you get a job at a plumbing supplies or this and that, and you're like, yeah, I make $1,000 a week.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, like it's is it the best? No, but like very lucky to live in Australia and you can make good money from doing peanut jobs.
Nowadays people change jobs. I forget what the stat is, but like people used to stick with a fucking career and die in that and be sad. Now people change careers, roughly like twice or three times. Now I don't think I'll ever stop teaching necessarily.
There could be a scandal. You never know.
Hey, yeah. We're not tonight. That'd be exciting, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Way to end up on the paper.
On topic still, I had a school teacher that at my school, Mr. Walsh, you can say his name because he's got sacked. He was dating an ex-student who was 20 and he was like, I think probably my age.
Yeah.
Decided to make a porno with her with like Australia's only porno company. And it obviously was on the internet. Students found it. I remember it getting sent to me. I was like still in my plumbing apprenticeship. One of my mates sent it to me.
You watched Mr. Walsh's porno?
Massive cock. Like a big old dick on him. And
just Mr. Walsh's hog.
Yeah. And I remember getting it sent, like, it clipped to me and people were like, is this him?
Yeah.
And I was like, well, when I saw his cock, no. I was like, you know how much trouble he's going to get in? And my mates and stuff are like, why?
Yeah.
And I'm like, he is a high school teacher around, we went to like, a unisex school.
Yeah.
So it was like parents and stuff aren't going to sit back and be like, oh, it's cool that this dude is now teaching my daughter in year 12 who's an adult. And I know he can't have sex with students.
Yeah.
What's to say when they're out of school?
I know, yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the thing. That's the kind of
it's just like a fucking feeding frenzy.
Yeah. And he of course he got sacked.
Yeah.
He got stood down. He was on the project, I think, as well, and did like an interview. And he was like, I messed up, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, wow.
But I remember this probably a year prior. I was going to a gym and I was chatting to the gym instructor. It was just like a substitute dude.
Yeah.
A boutique little gym. And he goes, oh, where do you go to school? And I was like, Oberon I go to Oberon High School. And he goes, oh, one of my best mates works there, Mr. Walsh. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is a year before anything happened.
No way.
And
so he's got a huge dick.
Yeah,
Do you know him?
Have you seen his cock? No. And then he's just like, yeah, he's one of my best mates. So he's young. He's like, mate, he probably might be about 30, actually. I probably made him too old in this story.
Yeah.
So this dude, his best mate, goes like, oh, yeah, he hates being a teacher. Like he wants to get out of it. Like he hates it. We're going to start a gym together. And I was like, oh, interesting. Like fair enough. As I was putting on my shoes.
Okay.
I didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
But then that's burnt in my brain. Like, before when I was like, whatever
you remember my second gig, who I was there with, where we were and how
all
I went.
That stuff.
Yeah.
And that burnt in my brain. And once that all came out, I was like, oh, he just didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like he was just like, I don't give a shit.
And hey, good on him. Good on him. And that's the thing, hey, if like teaching's one of those things, you have to fucking love doing it. Like you have to, or maybe not, you don't need to love it, but you need to be invested. You need to either want to make a difference or you need to be really good at it, or you need to just be, you just need to want to turn up every day.
Is tenure a thing in Australia?
Yeah.
So that
permanency, we call it.
Yeah. So What actually is that? You do X amount of years
Yeah.
and you can't get fired?
Nah, good question. You can get
Thanks,
it
man.
straight away. That's why we're here.
Yeah.
Tait really does talk.
Yeah.
So the school is given a certain amount of permanency, and basically permanency works in the sense of you can get like 1.0, which is full permanency, that's 100%, or you could get like 0.8, which is about 80%, down to you can get 0.1 permanency, which is like 10% of a full-time timetable.
Okay.
Right? You apply for a job, they can offer it to you straight off the bat if they've got some left. You have a certain bank of permanency. Big schools have a lot of permanency to give.
Yep.
Little schools have a smaller amount, but it basically suits the number of kids you've got. So you've got, I don't know, let's use easy numbers. You've got 90 kids in this school. You've got 3 classes. No, because you've got 3 classes of 30.
Yep.
Right? 3 classes of 30. So you need
so many kids.
3 teachers. Yeah. 3 full-time teachers, what you need. You're given 3.0 for permanency. You hire 3 teachers, they get 1 each. Mm-hmm. But then one of them gets pregnant, goes on maternity leave. You get someone. No, we can't be doing that. Not in this day and age. One of them, they get replaced by a teacher who comes in. You don't have any permanency to give this teacher, but they have taken over the class. So they're on a contract.
Okay.
They could get fired at basically any moment to some degree. They're on a contract to the end of the year. So at the end of the year, it's like, we're going to get rid of you, whatever. Yeah. And we'll get somebody else in. And until that lady who got pregnant and gave up her or has her permanency, she can either quit, at which point the permanency can be taken from her and given to somebody else, or the school could grow. She could keep her permanency. She could come back to her position and keep teaching, and somebody else could get permanency because there's a bigger school with more kids. It's very confusing, but
I know.
Yeah, sorry. It's probably the most confusing way to explain it.
I really thought it was if you were there for like 30 years, they go like, you can just stay here forever now.
Nah, basically
we can't fire.
You apply for a job.
Yeah.
They either say you're here, you can be here forever, or you're here this year. And if I was in a position for a while where I was on a contract, and so I had to apply for my own job at the end of the year twice in a row.
Are you pretty confident that you're going to get it, or is it like
No, I was pretty sure. The first year I applied for it, I was like pretty confident, and the second year I was so unconfident. That's why I applied for other jobs and got the job at the primary school. Brand new primary school, so they had all their permanency to offer, and so I got the call after the interview, and they said, we want to give you the job with permanency, which means they basically can't fire you until you fucking hit a child.
Or a porno.
Hey, Willie's. Yeah, why not?
What I wanted to chat about, we'll do another 10 minutes. You were deputy principal?
Yeah.
What's deputy actually mean? Is this second in charge?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I was
primary school.
Primary school.
Yeah.
I was tapped on the shoulder for it. So I was teaching there and the deputy left. There was another deputy as well. Two of them there, one of them left. And the principal came, tapped me on the shoulder and said, we need a deputy. And I genuinely laughed at her. I was like, I wish you the very best of luck finding one. But
you go back throwing a dodgeball, smacking a kid in the head.
100%. Hey, true story. In my primary school class one time, I left a relief lesson when I wasn't there. And it did involve dodgeball, and they're like soft dodgeballs. And one of the girls came up with a sore finger, and I was like, get over it, man. Mum took her to hospital. She broke her finger playing dodgeball with soft dodgeballs. Jesus. Dangerous sport, dude. But yes, I stepped into that role not really knowing what I was doing because I went home, spoke to Ruth, and I was like, what do? I don't know if this is for me. And we sort of decided, like, I couldn't really say no because I might never get offered this again. And it was like, this is a really cool opportunity.
It just goes on your resume forever, doesn't it?
It goes on your resume forever. And it was like, maybe I am done with teaching. Maybe this is it now. And I can step into this role and try something else. But I stepped into it and it became very full on, very quickly.
So it's behind the scenes and you're dealing with a lot of, is it troublemaker kids or getting like the new sort of curriculum to be like, is everyone following this, or what's the?
Yeah, it is. It's in a primary school. It's all of those things. In a big high school, they might have 4 or 5 assistant principals doing 4 or 5 different things. Like one does timetabling, one does behavior, one does this. In a primary school, you're sort of doing it all. So yeah, it's like looking at the curriculum and making sure everybody's sort of on top of it and the kids are getting what they need. It's dealing with those spiky behaviors, which are often fine to deal with, but become difficult because, it becomes difficult when it's like the research says or whatever that the kid should stay in the class because being removed from the class is not a solution. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, it's a lot easier for me who's not teaching for the rest of the day just to take them out and go for a walk and go and have them. That can be difficult.
For a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Teach them how to smoke a cigarette. They'll come back feeling way better. But then,
just quickly on that. You're a school teacher. Obviously, when you started, vaping wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
What do you reckon the percentage of kids vaping?
Oh, massive. Massive.
So even as like teenagers and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, God, yeah. As well, I don't know how they're getting them. I don't care to look into it, but they're they're everywhere, man. They're everywhere.
What is it the same as if a person was smoking a cigarette? Do they get in the same level of
same level of trouble? But the vaping, there's no like cameras in the toilets or the change rooms or anything like that. So the kids will just go.
Damn it! No.
What are we here for? The kids will go to whatever that. Yeah, and like the ones that are doing it. But what are you going to say? No, you can't go to the toilet.
Excuse me, Tiffany. You smell like strawberries.
Yeah. Hey, breathe on my nose.
Yeah,
I'll be the judge of what you've been doing. Yeah, and I'm at a good school. It's not like every kid's got one, but they are. They're still rife, man. Like they're illegal. I don't know where they're.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're getting them. I don't know how adults get them, but I don't know how the kids are getting their hands on them. I think the vaping companies maybe don't have their health as an interest at heart. I don't know if I could be onto something there.
We just get
murdered.
Yeah.
In a cloud of vape smoke.
Sorry, that just popped into my head.
No, that's fine. Your question was, what does a deputy do? Quite a lot.
I forgot it, so
yeah. No, quite.
And that's why he was the deputy.
Quite a lot, exactly. Dealing with behaviours, I think that's what I was saying. Dealing with behaviours can be a challenge. It's not as challenging as dealing with the parents.
I was gonna say that because I grew up single mum, very.
You grew up as a single mum?
Yeah, it was hard.
That's crazy,
the tits. But I suppose you would say, I read a book once. It was like a George Cadwell book, I think his name is. I'll probably butcher that. But it was always about like outliers and why certain people do certain things and the trends and stuff like that. And they reckon that when people come from like a lower or socioeconomic family and stuff like that, they're very submissive in terms of like, so when you go to the doctors, right, they will politely sit there and listen to everything the doctor has to say, tell the kids to shut up, the man's talking. Whereas people who have made a lot of money will go, and you see it because I've done a lot of retail and there's a lot of...
You work for me.
Well, a lot of parents who will be like, give the man the money and they'll make their children do stuff. Ask the man. They'll make them. So like, I assume that you get all walks of life in parents. You get the greatest people in the world that would look after everyone, and then you get ones that like genuinely shouldn't have kids. That's just not up for debate. It's just life. So as a teacher or a deputy principal and stuff like that, how do you go about when you're like, we can try our absolute best here, but when little Timmy goes home, mum and dad are like, don't give a fuck what those teachers say. They're morons. Who gives a shit? You be you, champ. How do you even combat that?
I don't know, man. You got to. That is probably the hardest bit. Hey, like we put so much time and effort, and like I say, you're not yelling at them, you're not raising your voice, you're talking to them calmly and all that sort of stuff, and then they're going home. We get them for 5 hours a day, and then they go home for the other 19 hours a day. Should have been a maths teacher. And they're hearing the messages, or they're going home and they're on social media. You know, parents aren't even doing the parenting anymore. It's not them saying don't listen to your teachers. It's fucking Andrew Tait.
Do you know the worst thing is? My middle name's Andrew.
Yeah, that's not good, dude. That's not good, Tait Andrew.
I'm gonna change it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go by Andrew Tait.
Flip him around. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you give off the right vibe.
I think about losing the hair.
I've never seen you respect a woman before.
Or a man.
I've never seen you display respect or empathy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's the thing that upsets me probably more than anything else is that we can only do so much. And in this, you know, beautiful world that I'm trying to build as a teacher by, you know, getting kids to be able to be really good learners and really good people and all that sort of stuff. You know, in reality, in high school, I have them for an hour, maybe 2, at most 4 a week. And then, lots of them, and don't get me wrong, lots of kids are beautiful. Lots of parents are amazing, and it's really good. But it's just one of those things where you have to say, like, there's nothing else we can do here. I had a parent once say when his son got in a fight, the parent threatened to come in and fight the 7-year-old girl that had been part of the argument. And I was like, what chance do we have of making your
money?
Yeah, we turned it into a dogfighting ring.
We sent it to Dana White.
It's that was he was a particularly difficult one. But then
that's just a person that's unhinged.
Yes, exactly.
Like, you're gonna fight a 7-year-old? Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Be protective of your children, obviously.
Yes.
But also, too, it's a child.
Yeah.
Like, it's dumb as a rock.
Think about what you're saying. It's
7 years ago, that person wasn't born.
That wasn't here. Yeah. 6 years ago,
come.
you were fighting a baby. 7 years ago, they were sperm. They were half sperm.
Yeah.
The other half, you could visibly see the egg that they were.
It's just, that's just shit. Like,
but that's what we're battling with. That's the people.
It takes a certain.
I think what it's made me realize, and I guess
I don't want kids.
I don't want kids. That's part of it. But what it makes you realize is that, like, I live my life in a bubble. Me and all my friends and you and the people that we hang out with in comedy and you know, my family, we're in a bubble where all the beliefs we have and all the way we can, like, accept people in and the fun jokes we can make and all this sort of stuff, the understanding we could have of what's right and wrong, like, and, you know, everyone's in their own echo chamber, right? With social media as well and the algorithms and everything like that. It's all an echo chamber. And then you deal with these people and you're like, oh, you're out there and you're out there in force, man.
Yeah.
Like, you guys aren't fucking around.
Yeah, it's scary. And they're making their own army with having their children.
Yes. Yeah, they're breeding at the very least a volleyball team.
Yeah. Well, that's why they've always said, like, that's why religion's so powerful if you can get everyone involved, because you get a mum and dad who have children and they go make lots of children. It's always been in religion to have a lot of children because you teach them to be religious and you make more religious
take over
people,
the world.
And that's more and more and more. It just feeds.
It's very fucking scary, isn't it?
It is. We've got a couple more minutes left. Put you on the spot. Is there any funny, ludicrous, weird stories that, as a teacher, that pop into your head that you go like, wow, like it's something that's always there?
The one that pops into my head straight away was so when I moved to primary school, that's a daunting thing. I was teaching 5-year-olds. I hadn't spoken to a 5-year-old since I was 5, and so that was pretty full on. But I get this would have been the first couple of weeks, pre-primary class, and we go to the undercover area. We're playing sport, right?
Yeah.
At the undercover area is a big room. Okay, I've got all the kids with me. Kids in primary school sit close to you. Someone had warned me of that before moving there. It's high school. You're like, come on, guys, gather around. And they'll be like 15 meters away. And they're like, I'm not getting any closer to you. Right? In primary school, they are right here, like right there. They want to be so close, right? And I say that to paint a picture of how close these 20-ish kids were right here. Because one kid came in late. I don't know, he'd been to the toilet or something like that. and he came in late. And the first thing they had to do was go to the back of the room, back of the undercover area, and put their water bottle down and then come and sit with me where I was talking to them. And I say that because he came in and he didn't come and sit down straight away. He walked to the back, and he would have been at least 5 meters away from us.
Yeah.
And he's walking to the back. And as he's walking down there, he lets out a massive fart, like a massive fart. And it's so funny in primary school because you have to stay professional and like pretty much ignore it, right? Because otherwise the kids will just bounce off. This was huge and I couldn't ignore it, man. And I looked and every kid looked. No one said anything, but he looks back at us and he goes, "It wasn't me." And it's just the sheer confidence. He's the only person there. It was clearly coming from 5 meters away. I love that. You'd never get that in a high school or in an adult world or whatever. They'd have to just excuse themselves. But he was like, "Guys, don't know what to tell you."
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what you guys are all looking at me for because it certainly didn't come from over here. It was so classy, dude.
Oh, fantastic. Kids,
man.
They are they're funny. They
Yeah.
are. My mates talk about their kids. They did this and they did that. And you're just like, that's pretty funny, actually.
Oh man, they are funny, and they do bring a lot of they bring me a lot of joy. But I still don't want my own. I feel like I don't know all the stuff you say about the world. It's a tough place, dude.
Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat. To be fair, it's just also too. I used to say I'm extremely selfish, but also at the same time, it's like, well, I think I'm just like a realist in terms of being like, well, I want to be able to do X, Y, and Z, and I think if I have that.
Yeah.
A child in my life, I won't be able to do it and I won't be as happy.
Yeah.
So,
but then the other option is have the child and be unhappy and, the child doesn't get the right stuff, all that sort of stuff. So it's actually not selfish at all. And look, everyone is welcome to change their mind, and we, me and Ruth might change our mind at some point. We always put that as a caveat on there because we don't want to be having kids and have people like, "Oh, you said you never would."
It's like, I got drunk, all right?
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like for the moment we've been together basically as long as I've been teaching, just longer than I've been teaching, so just over 12 years, and it's just like I don't know, man. It's not for us. We're happy. We're chilling. We're all good.
Hey, I mean, if you got 2 incomes, there is an acronym for that. DINK. Yeah.
Double income, no kids.
Yeah. And it's.
I really feel like we should be able to buy a lot more than we buy as that, like they advertise it as like the world's your oyster, and it's like I don't have any oysters.
Cleaner in the mines.
Yeah, I know. This is what I get for having educated parents who
idiots.
Yeah, I know.
That's the end of the episode. Thank you so much for coming on, mate.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for having me in your house as well. It's not your house, but thank you for having me in this house.
Yeah, it's. I got the keys. It's fine.
Yeah, I hope they don't find out you're here.
Yeah. Anything that you wanted to plug?
No, man.
Comedy page or anything?
Evan Willey's Willy Emporium. It is as at recording this episode, it's private so that the kids don't follow me, but it will hopefully return to public lifestyle again.
Yep.
Just Instagram page that's all I've got, and it just come. If you live in Perth, come to a gig. I'm on at the lounge and at Leaderville and at all these other nice little places you can come.
The old gig slut, they call it.
They do call me Giggy Sluts.
All right. Thank you so much, folks. We'll see you in the next episode.